Guys, so I wanted to make this video like a couple of days ago, but the video was too long, so I had to scrap it. But I thought I would share why and how I became an indie author at the age of 21. So when I was younger, I've always liked writing. Like everyone can tell, like I was always like writing in notebooks and about like little stories and stuff. Sadly, I don't have those notebooks anymore. Either I trashed them or ripped out the stories that were in them. So I don't particularly have them anymore. I have one notebook that has a work in progress in it right now, but I don't want to share that just yet because like there's spoilers in it for book 4 of my series that I'm working on as well. But yeah, I've always write stories and stuff, and I didn't think much of being an author quite yet at that time. I was like really young, say like 12 years old. And then in 2016 April, I found Wattpad, which was where like I started writing like fanfics and stuff. And I pretty much wrote like Twilight fanfics and Aphmau fanfics, and other fanfics. And then I also wrote like a couple original books on there, but then I got rid of those, say around like 2021, maybe 2022, because like I had no time for those because I was in high school and stuff. But around like say like 2020, 2021, my younger sister told my mom that I wrote fanfics on Wattpad, and I wasn't like hiding it or anything, but I'm like easily embarrassed by that stuff, so just hearing her tell my mom was kind of like embarrassing to me. And so she came into my room and was like, so and so told me that you write fanfics or that you're writing stories. And I said, yeah. And she told me that when she was like my age, she used to write poetry. And that kind of like made it a little better, knowing that like she wasn't gonna judge me for it. And me, my mom, and my younger sister are big book nerds. So to think like I could be like writing like the next book they're gonna read was kind of like something to be excited about. But sorry, there's something in my eye. But then so at that time it was like, okay, I'm gonna start writing this original story and publish it traditionally or by myself. And so around that time we were homeless for like 3 years, And so we were in hotel after hotel, but I still made time to write all these books that I was doing, fanfics and the original story. Well, I think it was around December 2023 was when I finished my first book and I published it. And I have original copies of it, of what it used to look like, and then I have an author's actual copy of like what it looks like when you buy it, which I will show in a second. But sorry, there's like a mosquito that I see. But after I finished and published book 1, I got started on book 2, and I guess like I was so excited after publishing book 1, I immediately finished book 2 in like 2-3 months. Then I realized like I finished it so quick and published the second one so quick that there was like things like I could have done better with it. So when I published book 3, there was more like storyline, more plot. It was still a little short like the first and second book, but there was like more plot twists, more storyline. And I'm working on book 4 right now, and I plan to finish that after I finish Castle on the Hill, which I explained in Day in a Life as an indie author, which should be up right now. And I have other books in progress as well. One of them is Chronic Illness autobiography by me, which I'll explain when I start cracking down on it. But I hope like more people will start buying my books, because I also am starting to do ebooks for most of the books I can do. Some of them I couldn't, so if you want ebooks instead, some of them, I think 1 or 2 of them don't have ebooks because I don't have the documents for them anymore, which I'm kind of upset about. But yeah, that's kind of like the deep dive on how I decided to become an author. My main dream right now is more sales, maybe come New York's best author. I don't know, do they do other states for best authors? I'll have to look that up. Or if you guys know, let me know. Let me show the book that I finished and published. Alright, so here's the first draft. It was backwards. The front cover was supposed to be here. This is the back cover. So I had to fix that, and I didn't like that the flowers were cut off. So I took the flowers off and it's now this. This is like the best looking cover for, but it's this length right now. The next ones were a lot better looking. And I think the other ones that I have done that are not in the series are a lot longer, except for the lake, which I finished like before Castle on the Hill. I think that one's like way shorter than this. I think it's like probably like 100 so pages. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, like book-wise, chronic illness-wise, let me know in the comments down below. And that's it for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe. You guys know what to do. Bye.